Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's Chrissy Sawyer here. So I thought I'd do a quick collective reading, but I don't think it's going to be a quick one. I think it's going to be another big one. There's so much energy coming through. I started pulling cards and more cards came out and clarifiers. So I'm going to wander through this reading, not really knowing where I'm going. And to kind of so I was looking at all of these cards. It was like, where is this going? What's the theme? So I went to my this one of my oldest books and randomly opened it at a page. I'm going to read you both pages. So the first reading is by Eileen Cuddy from Footprints on the Path. Life is full and overflowing with the new, but it is necessary to empty out the old to make room for the new to enter. And the second one is from Vernon Howard, The Mystic Path to Cosmic Power. Change is never a loss, it is change only. And immediately what that's going to question is any kind of dread, thinking fear, thinking avoidance, thinking. And it's really healthy to challenge those energies within us, to transmute those energies. I think of it as recycling old energy, so we've got more to play with, more resource to play with. Okay. First card out is the owl. And immediately with this card, I got soul seeking, seeking soul. And there's a kind of an energy reversal there about what is witnessing you. There's like a two-way conversation of self-awareness, self-consciousness in the eyes of another, through the eyes of another, through the witnessing of another. And there might be a question in there about the it's kind of the difference between reactive and responsive. So it's asking a question about when the behavior reacts to another, adapts to another, changes to another, that bumps us out of core expression. I think that's the challenge there, is to stay in core expression no matter what. You got to know what that is. And if you've been doing your shadow work, you'll have been able to strongly identify with that unchanging essence of self. And it's kind of bringing in that realization, maybe seeing ourselves from a higher perspective, and maybe sensing what it's like to be witnessed from a higher perspective. It might be as simple as higher selves coming online. Oh, really? All I'm getting is I am Groot. It's like that's all he can say. If you've watched any of the Marvel films, I think it's the Guardians. I think it's the Guardians films, and the living tree. I am Groot. Always comes back to I am Groot. Can express that in 1,000 different ways, and people just understand. So it's core expression, and there's this real energy of self-holding. So we're learning to hold ourselves and to be expanded in that, to hold ourselves with the wings open. This challenge. And that might be the change. That might be the change that you're in, is learning to hold yourself in the eyes of another with truth. The integrity of self rather than the integrity of another. I get the word imposition here, imposition of another. Okay, look at all this bird energy. So yeah, this is higher mind. There's higher mind coming in. Yeah, it's echoing the soul message here. And it's about the gathering of the hidden yous, the aspects of self that have been hidden in shadow. And it's an old message. There's nothing new here. But it's like, you know, from what I'm looking at here, I can see what's been blocking it. And the challenge with this is to open up and make contact with the hidden parts of yourself and to bring them forward. My throat's activating here. And that might make you feel some kind of way, but you know, we're approaching a new moon in Scorpio, which I was tuning into this morning. And I want to do a reading on that because there's a really interesting Mars placement too, which is speaking to a powerful activation. And we're still in eclipse energy, and that's about revelations. It's about the moon revealing something, shining a light on something that is hidden. So it's the coming forward of that Neptunian energy and gathering. I've got song coming in again, the song lines, singing the ancient song lines. This is Aboriginal energy. And then right in the center of the reading, and I'm going to invite you to tune into your bodies and just notice what's happening, because there's like this gathering of energy in from higher heart into solar plexus. It's that trilogy that's activating in me with the throat. So I really want you to tune into your body and listen. Wow. What I've just got with that is where love has become a curse, where the expression of love has become a curse, where the expression of love has become a curse because you can see the higher picture, because you can see the higher love. Another challenge. It's full of challenge, this reading. And yeah, and there's a challenge here to change your way of thinking. So I can hold this up and people might go, oh, dread and fear. But in being given the words to challenge that, where has the expression of love become a curse? Where has it been avoided because of the reaction of someone else, something else? Where has it challenged something else and ended up as a self-gagging when maybe it was coming from a really beautiful place? So again, there's a kind of hanged man energy here of turn it upside down. We can go straight to the negative, can't we, and respond in fear and lack and poverty and exclusion and abandonment, all of those old wounds. Or we can really hold ourselves in love. Scorpio, fixed water. Where did the water become frozen? So the gatherer, the moon, the curse, and I get the word shaking loose here. Okay, let me try and speak to this, because I've been with this odd thought since my deep dive with Stephen Greer. And this is my odd thought. What assumptions is he making in his evaluation of how humans are using energy to control weather? Because what I'm witnessing is still the elevation in spite of what we perceive. And this is having a profound effect on my body. What I'm feeling feels like dread and anxiety. So I think what I'm showing you is my fear of speaking to something that might be contentious. I'm going to stay with the energy because it wants to move and it's rising up into the throat now. What if it's a beautiful thing and a not beautiful thing? Because in polarity, everything exists in different degrees of goodness. Everything exists in different degrees. Change is never a loss. It is change only. So this is the objective from the subjective. What are the facts marked by evidence rather than the emotional response, which might be coming from ancestral miasma, karmic, rather than dharmic? So thunder, middle world is, it wants to complete something. It feels like, now I feel sick. It wants to complete something, to get something shaken loose. It's very Scorpionic. I can't make this up. Where's your dread? That might be my very direct question. In your body, where is your dread? Okay, so I've pulled a few tarot cards to clarify. And all I get with this is a loving but somewhat blunt, not my circus. You know, and if we're talking about the gatherer, we're talking about a culmination of the work that you've done so far to birth your fire and to hold your fire and to sit in the light of the fire. It's active intelligence, the light and the fire. and to stay in that. Is this mine? Do I want to take ownership of this? Do I want to take custody of this? Speaks to being responsible for other people's journey on any level. And what if I go alone? But look at this. There's not a trace of alone in that dark expression. It's beautiful, elegant, graceful, dignified. So dignity. Yeah. Yeah. I'm just getting, this is speaking to the Scorpio new moon, is to maintain dignity. Yeah. Seven of Swords traditionally speaks to deception, that thief in the night, and it might be nighttime dread. It might be where we thieve from ourselves, where we, wow, it's a little shake in me. So the anxiety is rising. It's like this collective anxiety that I'm tapping into that feels a bit shaky and a bit wobbly. But I daren't, is what I get with that. But I daren't. Look at the bird energy. Owl, eagle, owl, crow. But we're in this full moon energy, which is going to reveal and eclipse the deception. Yeah. Harboring eel, harboring ill will, I get with this. Harboring ill will. Have a look at that. Okay. And I'm going to read this guy upside down because my cards are all the right way up, but it's sprang out upside down. And this is kind of a new way to work in that devil energy. Devil, I think of as spiritual alchemy, re-alchemizing truth against illusion, let's say. And meeting our inner devil, inner deception, our inner lie, maybe. And mastering, really mastering that devil energy. Yeah, yeah. Our ill will might be towards this archetype, and that might encourage us to blame and project. Where if we're feeling any kind of way about this archetype, should we pull some archetype cards? If we're feeling any kind of way about this archetypes within us, the feeling is the clue. Okay, the feeling is the clue. And so as a hangman way of looking at the devil, what happens if you befriend that? Who's that as a friend? Who's that as an ally? Guide, teacher. And so we have a new thinking here. We have the Ace of Swords as well, coming in with a bit of a kapow, and then gingerly and tenderly forming that new thought. It's speaking it childlike and owning it. And again, that's going to speak to the expectation of others agreeing, disagreeing, having some kind of input. It's your light. This is a transition point. I'm seeing it coming through now. So the Page of Swords is followed by the birth in the physical. There's a card. Right, stay with this. Got it. Got it. Thank you. Okay. So what is witnessing you now has access. That's what I'm feeling. Look at the light in that. Now has access. Are you open to receive something in the physical? And it can be as transient as a new feeling. It can be new courage felt in the body, embodied in the body. It can be the birth of something new. But it's something you can hold and treasure and be at one with, be at one with. Yeah, and the underlying is the Seven of Cups. I'm not too bothered about the cups. It's that seven and choice. And what is my choice based on? What is my choice based on? Does it look like that? And the challenge, yeah, here we go. Strength, yeah. Okay. The challenge is, what have I become rooted in? What have I become recalcitrant, stubborn with? You know, this might be some fixed ideas about what looks like material well-being, material being, material, well, I'm avoiding the word wealth, materiality, investment in the material world. Strength. We all need strength. Where change is definitely here. Empress dares you to trust. Dares you to trust in the change being perceived as a loss. So we're into letting go of something physical so that something new can land. Got it. Letting go of something physical. Oh, right. Okay, I'm going to speak to something personal. I woke up with an overriding feeling today, which started as dread, has now kind of moved into, it's becoming curious. I'll tell you what it feels like. It feels like today, the 30th of October, I'm starting a new job. That's what it feels like. And it's that kind of nervousness about walking into a new job. Meeting new people, learning new things, being able to do it. Okay. So it might be some of you have literally started a new job, are going to start a new job, or are going to give up something physical, maybe a house move, downsize, I don't know, but it might feel so new that old programming want to come in and go, no, because that defines me. So strong invite here to let go and know that you are held and seen. Yeah, King of Cups into the 9, Hangman. This is just beautiful reassurance. It's to sit in that masculine water. Oh, wow. What I can see with this is this is showing up as the pentagram, and it's like I can see, you know, when you wet your finger and trace the top of a glass and it emits a sound frequency. I can see the sound frequency rippling all the way through the water, and it's the frequency of the heart. And my whole body is shaking now. And hear something. This is alignment. This is an absolute knowing. And it's the sacrifice of the illusion of many is more is better. It's that. So it's bringing the many into that single vibration, which sits at the very core of you. It's your core essence. It's the you that you come back to. Yeah, this is it's the knowingness. Having the courage and the strength to see things in a completely different way. Because what is reality is the big question. And if we're choosing, it's all a choice. Reality is a choice. It's how we create our world. And we can see something like that and respond in dread and oh my God, and that will challenge every ounce of vanity in us, how we're being seen and perceived by others. Or we can go, well, come here, honey. And what other conversations can we have? Okay. That joyful on your own terms. Wow, it screams independence. This whole reading screams independence. So there's going to be a real cutting, dissolving away of old ties. And of course, this eighth house, this is all eighth house work, where we've become entangled and changed in the process of becoming entangled and forgotten our core expression, that soul song, the soul song. Yeah. Moon. Booyah. Where are we going to? We're going to just get a few archetypes and see what's kicking around. I'm curious to speak to the archetypes that are going to get challenged in this. Is it individuation? Feels like individuation. I mean, that isn't the image of individuation. Okay, show me the collective archetypes that are going to get challenged. Underlying. There's a lot of energy there. $12. It's about personal authority. It's about birthing your own blueprint. Well, it's service to something higher, actually. Oh, gosh, wow. And just being shown this whole collective of self-proclaimed guru energy as a collective archetype. Yeah, and a challenge to let go of better than, worse than. And B is just coming into being. Light attribute of Messiah, serving humanity with humility. The collective is Aquarius. It's the energy of humanity. Who are we as a species? What is our commonality? Where we see only difference, what is our commonality? Shadow attribute, exaggerated belief that you are the only means through which a cause can succeed. There is not a question you can conceive of, you know, that you don't already have the answer to. You have the light within you, you brought it in with you, so you have the whole bunch of keys that you'll need. So turning inwards, the Scorpio season is advice without any brains behind it. Angel. Light attribute, helping those in need with no expectation of return. So I mentioned expectations before. And disappointment can only be generated where there is a preconceived expectation. And so what this is going to do is to challenge us to let the doors of the mind fly open so that we can learn a new experience, be really, really creative and curious, you know, creative curiosity. And can I add also, helping requires request as baseline. Otherwise, it throws up all sorts of other shadow energies. What do you need the most right now? Might be a useful question. Shadow, acting innocent or angelic to mislead others, falsely claiming to be in touch with angelic guidance. Okay. Something's, yeah, I don't know. Interesting. This is linked to creativity. Oh, look at the image. This little one sitting on the moon, being aware of the cosmos and the connection between the planets, and what that speaks to, just being in the pure magic of self, unadulterated, no limitation, no expectation. Light attributes, independence based on learning to go it alone. We're stepping off. Got Fool coming in now. We're stepping off, conquering a fear of survival. Okay, so now what I'm seeing right in my heart center is a blooming rose. It's blooming. Yeah. Shadow attribute. Feelings of abandonment that stifle maturation. Seeking inappropriate surrogate families. Oh, wow. Now that really does speak to beautiful. Yeah. It's kind of coming into the light of I don't belong in this group. And before taking a step to find another group, you hold yourself. Because once you can hold yourself, this is coming back to the spiritual banking. It's a naff title. I'm sorry. I don't know what else to call it. But it's where we have a revelation, we hold on to it. I caught it in myself, if it helps you. When I talked about galactic activations, what would have served me better would have been to hold that energy, because I'm not ready for it yet. But it seems others are, and they're coming in. So I need to hold space for that to blossom and evolve. And And it's not about galactic activation. I do activations with clients all the time. This felt really specific. So I should have held it and learned and studied, gone to student mode. Held it. Okay. So know that I can sometimes be a bit dim. The journey, where was I? Angel. Yeah, so we've got the abandoned child here. This is beautiful. Yeah. Gosh. I've got Liz Gilbert coming in here. Liz Gilbert, who wrote Eat, Pray, Love. Years ago when I was on Facebook, I used to follow Liz Gilbert. And once she posted this beautiful blog post about something called ancestral shaming. And it was asking the question of what happens when the child's light eclipses the parent. So it's like if you imagine this piece of elastic and the parent has gone as far as they can go, where is there space for the child to go further without the child having to reattach to that point to avoid shaming the parent? So this is within the shame and guilt paradigm. So when the child turns up with this brilliant light, what response has it historically had from the parent? I've got narcissism coming in. Yeah. Wow. It's like the narcissist wants to say to the child, you are not your own self. You are not your own self. You're a reflection of me. Ergo. So children of narcissistic parents, they have a bandwidth of exploration about that wide. And if they don't perform, they'll trigger the parent. And if they overperform, they'll trigger the parent. And that can literally manifest as shallow breathing in the child of narcissistic parents. This is big. Feelings of abandonment. So I don't know if this helps, but I always say it's the child that raises the adult. If the adult has the strength to be made naked in the eyes of the child that hasn't learned all the social norms, all the filtering, the kid will just say it. It's brilliant. So it's a quote. I know. Don't be this and don't be this and don't be rude and da 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 da. But I know. Okay. Wow. So let's go to, so we have the Messiah, the angel, the child orphan coming back to life, and the shapeshifter. Light attribute, skill at navigating through different levels of consciousness. Navigating through different levels of consciousness. Ability to see the potential in everything. It's beautiful. Shadow, projecting any image that serves your personal agenda in the moment. Projecting anything that serves personal agenda in the moment. And again, that's speaking to narcissism. So where the child may have got shut down will have been in the projection of the needs of the parent. And if that becomes a learned behavior and left unchallenged, the child absolutely will do that. But I, because child's trying to find its I, it's trying to find its soul song. And the good news is it knows it. It knows that all it really needs is strength and courage to sing it. Gosh, what a departure. What a departure from these old, heavy paradigms. Yeah, let's bring the light in. Let's bring the light in. Because the light begins with this. The light begins with receptivity, with receiving. Receiving. Knowing that you are an endless seed. Okay. Receiving. What am I willing to receive? Might be a question. Where am I going? Where am I going? Wow, I don't know. Right, let's try and get it wrong first. And there is no wrong and right. There just is the experience. So yes, what I noticed there was a part of me wanted to know before I did it. Okay. Let go of that and be a fool. What if it's okay to be a fool? All right. So we have Libra and balance, but all I can see on this card is the video I made about the new Omega point. Talk to me about that. What does that mean? Does that mean investigate? Okay. Scorpio coming in on that beautiful 8. Ah, thank you. Right. Got it. Change. Entrance. Into Aquarius. Is this the shift? Wow, now I feel excited. So all that nervousness and anxiety is gone. Mm. This is a shift and a half. And again, I keep reiterating, at least to the end of the year, we're moving, baby, one step at a time. Because it's okay taking the leaps. My challenge would be, how many steps were in that leap? And have you had time to really, really understand and integrate and embody that baby step before going on to the next baby step? Because this is page energy. It's learning slowly. Again, yeah, there's no parents to impress. You go at your own delicious pace. Third house. Communication. Abundance. Oh, oy vey. Yeah, this is so third house, communication, I get Mercury. Is it Gemini? Third house, doesn't matter. Communication, I get Mercury. And because we have Uranus on the table, what that's bringing in is the higher mind. There is an elevation. Elevation doesn't equal better. Of course, this is literally changing the way we communicate by playing, investigate. Am I wrong? Am I right? Dare I say that? Dare I not say it? Does it really matter? Abundance of communication, change. Oh, this is feeling good. Okay. Is there anything else that wants to come through? Is there anything else that wants to come through? I'll go to the crystal oracle. And we'll wrap the reading up, I think. I think that's all that needs to come out. What are our closing message? Yeah. This is activating the stellar gateway. Time travel, present moment, coming in on that dissolving 9. What I get with this is coming out of the shadows. And it's activating something around the umbilical cord. Potential. Void. Personal power, self-empowerment coming in on that 33. Self-empowerment begins in the 3D with that discernment, that level of dignity and discernment. And we have shape-shifting on the table. This is all going to get really interesting. Underlying energy. Ancient healing. Cord cutting. Oh, wow. That makes me want to cry. Wow. Okay, where am I? Where am I? Ancient healing, cord cutting. Let me just. Coming in on that 15. Okay, so we have devil energy here. And it's about the letting go to create change, as its own entity. It is just change. This might change your whole perception of yourself as a being. Wow. Healthier connections. Connection to self. Please forgive the grainy quality. We have no light. The light is disappearing. It's still raining in England. A deeper connection. Yeah, this is huge. It's so scorpionic. It's delicious. I love the depth of Scorpio. Deeper soul connection. A deeper connection to your song. Because your song will sing along the timelines to bring in. And I'm going to leave that sentence there. And the whoosh of energy that came in is from the Pleiadians. Oh my God. Look at this underlying story. This is bringing the light in. Ooh. Right. Pleiadian, as you write. And maybe an idea to freeze frame on these crystal cards and just tune in and let go of the mind, be abstract in your observations. Fifth dimensional activation. I'll go through the cards silently. Soul clearing. Ganesha is an archetype of removing blockages. Look at how much energy. I'm not going to speak into this. Let me go through these. Yeah. Let me go through these. Okay. Guys, I am with huge gratitude. I'm going to leave it there. Drink plenty of water. And take it easy. You know, be super gentle with yourself as you come into this deeper module of learning to hold yourself in your own way, in your way. And that's it. Welcome, new subscribers. It's fantastic to have you here. Please do the like, share, subscribe, clicky thing, and do feel free to leave me a comment. I'm really interested to be a witness to your journey. So, with much love, I'm going to leave you with that. little lot, and I will be back with you all soon. Take care.